Let's give one more round of applause before they all depart to our suppliers for all their effort this morning, their support of our meeting, which they make it possible, and their support of our efforts, which I thought we saw a lot of great material about how they're teaming up with us on things like supporting teachers and ending teacher-funded classrooms, as well as a lot of our business initiatives aligning with our margin expansion and growth goals. So thanks to all of our suppliers. And then with that in mind, I want to take a minute to introduce our next speaker. Bob Thacker, who is the head of our marketing team, is going to talk to us a little bit about our effort to touch our community in a day made better. And Bob and his team are the architects of many, many great programs within the organization and campaigns. Things like our Work With Us campaign, where last year we launched a campaign around trying to inspire optimism in the face of challenging economic times in the business community. Things like Max Insight, supporting our efforts in integrated solutions with tools that talk about how we provide our customers insight. And one of the great initiatives that they've started and we've continued to expand over the years is A Day Made Better, thinking of a way that we also not just touch our customers and our associates, but also the communities in which we work and touch a very critical part of all of our communities, and that is the teachers and education system throughout the country. So with that said, I really want to welcome Bob and thank him for everything he's done.
I don't think I'd be here today if it wasn't for all the wonderful teachers I've had in the course of my entire life.
My favorite teacher was Miss Lopez. She was my kindergarten teacher.
My mom was an elementary school teacher, so that was my favorite teacher. I'm sure you have one too.
I am a teacher because this is what I was made for. There is nothing else I would rather do than be right here, right now.
Wow, what I'm doing really kind of matters, and it kind of motivates you to be like, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because it matters.
It's neat to be instrumental in the life of a kid. I think that the world needs more people who care.
Supplies can sometimes be a tricky part of teaching here.
There's a lot of things we can't do unless we have supplies.
You have the instruments and the tools that you need on a day-to-day basis. The kids stay involved and stay engaged.
Of my own money on school supplies.
And most teachers do. You need to do what you need to do to have effective instruction in the classroom.
I just shop constantly because there's always a need for something.
So our teachers either do it out or it comes out of their pockets. That's sad.
Wow, billions of dollars are just coming out of teachers' pockets just to support their classrooms.
People don't know it. People don't know that teachers pay their own way.
Spending over $1,000 out of their own pocket every year to supplement the school supplies that they need in the classroom.
And they only make, on average, about $30,000 a year. So it's really a tragedy.
The fact that they need just pencils, Post-its, things like that, it's ridiculous that it has to come out of this man's pocket.
Stacey Keebler.
Captain Mark Delgado.
Nixon attorney, Livid.
Bill co-star Andrea Patrick.
Jason Wise, local teacher with classroom gifts.
Community support like this is overwhelming and it's wonderful.
We appreciate every bit of it. It all gets used and it makes a difference. It does.
A small group of people with determined minds can make a huge difference.
It truly is a movement. It's about a huge issue in our culture, and that's why we're doing it.
Look at that enough. Every time I look at it, I'm reminded
reminded again of how far we've come, how much we're doing as a company, and yet how much more opportunity there is for us ahead. And A Day Made Better, I've been in, as you can tell by the lack of hair and the rest, I've been around a long time, and involved with many charitable things that connect companies with the greater good. But I have never seen a program reach deeper and achieve more than this program has with OfficeMax. So I wanted to share with you some of the behind-the-scenes story of it, and then also talk about the future and the opportunity we all have together. So to back up a little bit, before 2007, we were a giving company. We gave a lot to many different charities and worthy causes, and were very present, but we were totally decentralized. And so these activities were scattered all over the nation in different pockets in different ways. And we as a company really didn't get the kind of recognition and the attention that we really felt we deserved. So we decided to really clearly focus on one key initiative. And if you look at others as kind of a benchmark for success, the Ronald McDonald House with McDonald's stands out. I'm fortunate to have dinner last night with the CMO at McDonald's, and we talked at length about the equity of what McDonald's has gotten from giving their name to something that is truly significant. American Express, Pepsi, Macy's, you see more and more companies doing this where they are taking a central issue, focusing their resources on it, and maximizing them. Some research we did with our own customers was really interesting. We found out that 75% of our customers said, I like OfficeMax if it does more charitable activities. They also said 79% of them said, I'm more likely to purchase products that support a cause. Third point, OfficeMax should support education. We gave them a choice of options, and education clearly came out as something that is important. And that's because education is so important. It is a huge problem in our country, and it's something that a government can't solve alone. Private sector has to be involved too, and this is something that education is central to our business. We're not alone in this area. Other companies are focusing on it as well, thank heavens. But the thing that really differentiates what we do versus what all these others are involved with, I was very involved in Target with education, but it was education per se. And the money that was generated went to school boards, to school districts, to education at the highest level. And if you think about it, where education really happens is in the classroom. And so I'd like for you for a moment to just close your eyes and think back to who is the teacher that most touched your life? Who is the teacher that said, you're really good? Who's the teacher that said, I see something special in you? Okay, think about that person, and then think that she or he had to spend money out of their own pocket to provide the education that you had. Think about that, and think about what that would be like if we had to do that. Here's your job, great. You're going to need a phone. That'll cost you about $500, so go pick one out and pay for it. You're going to need a car. You may, we'll chip in a little bit on gas, but you need to pay for it. Think about that. I mean, if that was true in any other business, we'd all bolt, but teachers do it. So we really believe that the most important thing is to connect at the teacher classroom level. And, some sad statistics, well, this isn't one, this is a good one. She is a key customer, but she's underappreciated. 50% of teachers leave after only 5 years, so the turnover is horrible. And the average teacher is about 16.5% rate of turnover. So that shows you how demanding this job is and how challenging it is to be an educator today. They're truly underfunded. Teachers spend an average, as it said in the tape, $1,000 of their own money on supplies. And I can speak personally to this. My wife just retired after over 40 years of teaching, and I did the math, and it was hundreds of thousands of dollars that went out of our house into the classroom. I don't regret it at all, but I do think it's a crime. And collectively, that's $4 billion a year. So we, early on, a great thing happened. We decided to really focus on teachers. We brought together a cross-functional group from community fairs, from stores, from merchandising, from all different areas, and said, how can we make a difference? What can we do? And we forged a partnership with a group called Adopt a Classroom. And Adopt a Classroom is a wonderful place where teachers can go and actually put in requests, and people contribute money to them. They in turn then can buy supplies with these donations. So partnering with Adopt a Classroom, we were able then to identify teachers in really high-stress situations, making contributions in the inner cities where there's a high level of poverty and tremendous job pressure. And with that, we then created the first They Make Better. And the objectives of that were threefold. One was to enhance the OfficeMax brand by demonstrating genuine action to support teachers. Second was to create significant public awareness of OfficeMax and its good work to support teachers. So good work doesn't need to speak for itself. Sometimes it needs a lot of PR. And our whole machine got behind us in a big way to make sure that the world was focusing on this problem. And the last thing is to make OfficeMax a preferred destination. And people really do like companies, like a research said, like companies that have heart. And yesterday Robbie spoke about being a company, one of the 100 best companies to work for. We found that the energy and the spirit that has come out of this is a big part of pride and what people feel about a company that does something significant. So the idea came cross-functionally to mobilize the entire company. And the second Tuesday in October is declared a Day Made Better. And that's the day when we pull all the resources together, all of our teams together, the volunteers, people from stores, people from headquarters, people in the field. I know some of you have had some experiences with your own customers. We'll get to that later. Of ways to really make this alive. And it's like a big publisher's clearinghouse of education where we come in, surprise the teachers, and really recognize them for all the things that they've been doing. We saw success. The first year, we had 42 million media impressions just from that one event. And 90% of our associates, when we polled them afterwards, 90% of them said the event made them proud to work for OfficeMax and absolutely wanted to do it again. In consumer publicity, over the years we've done this now, it's continually snowballing and growing. And the first year we saw 42 million impressions, second year 45 million, third year 55 million, and last year 214 million media impressions. And that's not, being with our budget, the beauty of it, it's virtually free. Yeah. So, it's worth millions of dollars in media that we're generating. And at the local level, at the grassroots level, so when, your community, OfficeMax is a hero. And that's really, that resonates deeply. We've been fortunate. The celebrity world has gone on board too. And you saw some of the names in the tape. We've had some wonderful, wonderful people who come forward, and the Jonas Brothers last year, Miley Cyrus, Demi Lovato, and we have Sigourney Weaver as this year's official spokesperson. She's going to be doing lots of things to help us with this initiative. So it's got the Hollywood factor too, which also draws a spotlight of attention, and Bill Bonner and his team have done just an outstanding job of finding star support. We've created a website. If you go to A Day Made Better, you can click on it. You'll see all these wonderful stories of the teachers and what happened and what they're doing with the gifts that we gave them. We've gotten lots of people on our Facebook site. So we have a site there. We have over 20,000 fans, which for a cause is a huge number. We have video on YouTube. And so you can see teacher testimonials and stories and all that. If you go in and type in Office Max and Day Made Better, you'll find a whole list of them. They're really fun to watch. They're really good. We have bloggers involved. We had a whole group of women who are mom bloggers who said, we want to do this ourselves. We want to do our own version of it. And so they became the Max Moms. And they blogged and tweeted and posted and went out and did their own form of it. So it's snowballing. It's gone into Canada. We have our friends in Canada are doing it as well, and Mexico. They have adopted A Day Made Better, and now Australia and New Zealand. So stay tuned. It's growing. This is what the box looks like in the supplies, and the beauty of this is that almost all of it is contributed by vendors. And we did a golf outing last year with our vendors, and timed it perfectly so that they could go out on the surprises with us. And we actually have vendors fighting now as to who's going to get the printer or who's going to get to the chair or whatever. So it's kind of a nice place to be, to have your vendors fighting to give you things. So that's what the box looks like. And the question is then, so how can Contract bring more of the energy and passion to your customers? And we see this as a huge opportunity in the future, and we want to find a way, and we're working, and we'll be getting to you with the specifics of it, but the architecture of it is simply to provide an opportunity for you to identify key customers or key prospects and make it their day. So Boeing and Office Max go out to surprise, a school, and Boeing is the hero. If you think of it in that way, or you have a key client that's right on the edge, you want to establish a deeper relationship, believe me, there is nothing better than being able to go in and give openly and experience the response that comes from it. So stay tuned. Jim Durkin and our team are working together, and we promise you that you will have an opportunity to be a part of this as much as the retail team has been. I mean, why should they have all the fun? So stay tuned. We'll be back to you. The whole idea, as I've said, is to engage prospects and to strengthen relationships and really create something special for Office Max. That's what it looks like. Times 1,000, times 4 years, across America, in every conceivable place. And last year, when we finished A Day Made Better, we had 5 teachers in headquarters. We had all the people in the Schumann building come out in the atrium, and we saw teachers actually experience what it's all about. It was amazing. It was a wonderful day. It was a long day. I was driving home, and I picked up my BlackBerry and turned on my voicemail, and this is what I heard.
Hello, my name is Courtney Lobert, and your company Office Max surprised me in my classroom today. And when I called, I just want you to know that I'm so grateful to you and your company. And on behalf of my 27 first graders in a city school where we frequently feel forgotten, it was such a gift to know today that people saw how hard we work, and not just me, but my students every day. And just to know that we're supported and people believe in us. I'm so grateful. It was so encouraging. The kids kept asking me if it was Christmas. It was really incredible. It was such a gift, not just to me, but of course to my 27 first graders. You really made entire day. And I wanted to make sure that you heard me say thank you. So thank you so much. From a first grade teacher who no longer feels forgotten. Thank you.
I don't know about you, but I mean, I was sobbing like a baby by the time. It's not a safe thing on the Eisenhower, I'm not sure. I don't know about you, but I really wanted to know who Courtney Loberg was. And so as a special treat to you today, we brought Courtney Loberg of Voice fame to the meeting to meet you. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Courtney Loberg.
Thank you so much. How am I supposed to follow that? I have my note cards, but I have to hold my microphone too. So I was selected to receive what you guys do for A Day Means Better. It was incredible. I was digging around in some bookshelves while the kids were all in reading groups, trying to decide what I was going to be able to cut and put together for the math lesson in the afternoon. I didn't have enough supplies. And my principal walked into my room and called my name, and I turned around, and there was a parade of people from a retail outlet and a huge orange box. And it was stuffed full of things that we need, that we use every day. And it was incredible on a lot of levels. But what I really wanted to be able to do today is tell you, as a teacher, what supplies mean, because you're not teachers. And I really want you to understand the depth of gratitude that I know all of my other colleagues really have. So I wanted to tell you briefly, it won't take too much time, just what supplies mean. The first classroom that I was ever in is the classroom that taught me what the importance of school supplies. I just graduated with my master's. I graduated in December, and they don't hire people in December to teach because that's not how the school year runs. So I was doing some long-term subbing, and I started in the fall the next year and didn't get a contract, and I was calling the HR people every week. Nothing, still subbing, and then right before Thanksgiving I got a phone call. Well, we have an opening, but the class is tough. How tough? Well, they've run 3 other teachers out of that room. Really? And this is what grade? First. Okay, so you're already outnumbered because there's 27 of them. I went to my interview, and one of the last questions asked of me, and very honestly, was, what are you going to do if, a kid comes at you? And I thought about that for a minute, and I said, well, I'm going to work really hard so that I have a relationship with my kids so that that doesn't ever happen. Well, I got the job. And I went in on the first day to a building where 99% of the kids are getting free lunch. I didn't say reduced, I said free. So that tells you about the level of poverty that my students had. And the very first day, it was pretty chaotic. There was a lot of pushing and shoving. We had some name calling. was very physical that morning, and I finally was just like, stop, no, get on the carpet, we're gonna sit down and have a family meeting, because this is not gonna fly, not with me. I don't know what you've been doing before I got here, but this is not how it's gonna be now. Get on the carpet. So I went on the carpet. And I started asking them, why are you after each other? What is going on? You know, why is everybody after Marcus? What did he do? It's not what he did. Okay, then what is it? He got us the pencil. What? Marcus got us the pencil. Well, get yours out. What's the... Oh. They didn't have anything. I got up from my teacher chair, I walked, and I looked in all of their desks. They had all the books that the school district buys. They didn't have paper. They didn't have pencils. They didn't have crayons. They didn't have glue. They didn't have scissors. Do you hear me, Office Max? They didn't have it. And the pencil that Marcus had, if you or I found that pencil in our house, we would throw it out. It was broken. It didn't have an eraser on it. I said, okay, well, we're going to do some more things for the rest of the day that we're not going to need pencils for, and then I'm going to get us what we need. That was a Friday. I called my husband and I said, I have to go shopping. He said, what, you just bought the interview suit. You don't need any more clothes. Yeah, I know, baby, I got to go to Office Max. And I called my mother-in-law, and she ordered pencils that were shiny, and they said, Miss Lowe's Shining Star students. But before I had left on that Friday, Trinity came up to me and said, you know, you're not going to be back. I said, what are you talking about? Be back? Of course I'm going to be back. Nobody comes back for us. So even the fact that these other teachers had left because it was so difficult, I'm not saying that to be a reflection on them. I'm saying that because the only thing that I had that those other teachers didn't was that I figured out what the problem was. They weren't being adversarial to authority. You know, it wasn't that they didn't want me to be their teacher. They didn't have what they needed to learn. I got sick as a dog that weekend. I had a fever of 101. I called for a sub Monday morning and I went in anyway, because Mother Trinity said, you're not going to be back. I came back, I had all of my shopping bags with all the stuff. I handed out erasers, I handed out pencils, we had crayons, we had glue sticks and glue bottles, because you could take your pick now. I mean, we had everything. And then I said, I'm sick and I'm going home, and you better not cut up for the sub, because it's going to be real ugly if I come back here and I have a bad note with your name on my desk. And I came back Friday, and they were shocked. But I had proven to them, I meant what I said, and I had proven to them that I was going to give them what they needed to learn, because that's my job. And that was my first class that taught me school supplies are so important. Because I can't teach if they don't have those, and they can't learn if they don't have those. And so, you need to know what that orange box full of supplies meant. It meant that I can do my job, and that my kids can do theirs.
Something else you need to know about Courtney. She is so generous that she got all of the supplies, all of these supplies, and what did she do with them? She gave them out to all the teachers in the school. she shared all of her newfound wealth. Well, that didn't seem right to us. And so, Jim, can you help fix this?
So we thought we would help you with some additional resources to provide supplies for your students. So thanks so much for joining us and sharing your story with us. It was terrific to help our folks really get to know what a great program it is and what benefits. So thank you for joining us and sharing your story with us. Really appreciate it.
Courtney is, and her husband Peter, who joined us as well. Peter, stand up and, you know, he's got his back. They're going to be around and join us for lunch, and Bill Bonner and his team are here. I know Carolyn Brooks and Community Relations here. So between all of us, if you have any questions, you know, we'll get back to you. Jim and Joe and the rest of us are going to work on something that works for you guys. So, all right. Thanks very much, everyone.